Alright, gonna try and get that secret ending. So just looked up the answers that you're supposed to give, and just gonna do the catch-up tool and put those in. Some of them are things like, don't be correct so that Lisa's trust increases. Catch-up tool requires that you start from chapter 1 though, so this is gonna take a little while. Sidekick, none of these matter until chapter 2. Something less obvious. We all live in Bellbridge. And then the alternate puzzle is to just make a 26. And then 2. 2, 6. Great. Give her some space to increase Lisa's trust. Continue to chapter 3. That sounds pretty serious. And what do you have against Bellbridge? And then, if I remember correctly, it was red tape, green house, blue print, gray. Oh, wait, no, that's white. White house. And then blackmail. It has been a while since I did these puzzles. Continue. We're in another building. I will go with Beth. I'll get started on the puzzle. This one apparently doesn't matter. Should we turn it on? Let's be cautious. Hello, contestant. Right, this is the 0 point for Celsius. I don't remember what D is, so it's something. Wait, no, it's boiling point, isn't it? Crud. Clear. So 100 degrees Celsius, and then Fahrenheit, and then probably Kelvin. So it's either ND, NF, D, ND, CFK, or DNF. Clear, DN, CFK. Great. Chapter 7. Okay, this one. The alternate was leave this one empty. And I think it was this one twice, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Okay. Mirrored. Okay, no. Rotated, and then rotated again, and then mirrored, and then left, right mirroring. Got it. Does it matter? Right, that was when Aether said where you he told me to hit him. And then first thing to tip me off was the pre-message announcements. I'd rather say nothing at all than be wrong. I don't think I remember what the event was for that. This one doesn't matter, since attention was split because that was the correct choice. Who should I sit with? Beth and Ray. And then does not matter. Chapter 9. You can stay behind if you want. And not really. Chapter 10. 2. And yeah, sure. Wait, no, that's next chapter. I think I'm going crazy. Want to ignore him. Sent. Chapter 12. No. Nah, no way. Yeah, sure. Chapter 13. I'll figure it out. Chapter 14. Actually, I agree with Lisa. And why the change of heart? Then chapter 15. This is 15, right? Why me? And that one. And do you feel better? That just increases trust without getting you any information, but I think I got all the information the first time through. This one doesn't matter. So 4, because that's the correct one. Oh wait, no. February 31st equals March 3rd. Any progress on your end? Don't look at me, I didn't tell her anything. And then stop here. Do 17 manually to make sure that's correct so far. 12 minutes. Pause until I get to the actual part that matters. Alright, so here it is. Sorry, Ray, I'm with her. That should reduce Ray's trust, but increase Lisa's trust. And then just skip ahead to see if the sword is fake. It is, and skip ahead. It doesn't matter, does it? Ink understood, finally, the way this strange world works. Doesn't matter whether or not the sword is real. It never mattered. She knows it'll work. And this place, that's good enough. Isn't it? Sent. Okay, so Lisa's trust is way up here. Ray's almost full. Beth is okay. Aether's full again. Got the 3 alternate puzzles so far. And whatever that is. I think that's the sword thing. Unfortunately, if I hit catch-up tool again, I'm pretty sure I'd have to start from chapter 1 again, and I'm not doing that, so... Chapter 18. Okay, this choice matters. I'm glad you're alive. And Beth gives over a letter. I don't remember that being in the epilogue last time. It might have been. Who knows? Chapter 19 doesn't matter in the slightest. Chapter 20, though, requires tea. No, it wasn't. Advanced Neuroelastic Interfaces by Nolan Thatcher. Oh, that's one of my father's books. Has he written many? Quite a few, yeah. He wrote most of them during his stint as a professor at BBU. This one's a bit more recent, I think. That's not exactly what I had in mind, but it's sort of interesting, I guess. Not sure how that's supposed to help us escape, though. It won't help us escape, necessarily, but Nolan Thatcher has connections to a few of us contestants. You two, namely. It's not impossible that his research is somehow important. I don't know, man. I think that's a bit of a stretch. And that thing's a doorstopper. Not even you could read that whole thing in the time we have left. No, but I could start skimming it if I have a spare minute. And I could always read it after we escape. Even if we made it out of here alive, I'm sure we all still have questions that need answering. I'm going to hang on to this, I think. Suit yourself, man. Lisa, could I ask you to hang on to this for me? Fine. Ugh, my shoulders are going to be so sore tomorrow. Anyway, moving on. I was hoping that one of you would have picked S. You know, the scent. Why was scent your first thought? The guy's clearly got a huge ego. Of course he's gonna make us search for him. It's pretty obvious if you think about it. Scent's not the only one with a big ego. If you'll just look down here, near the bottom. Sure enough, near the bottom of the bookshelf, there were 4 titles that stood out. The Truth Behind Your Abduction, volumes 2, 4, 3, and 1. Each volume had been written by one Scent. And skip ahead. There are no more choices that matter for trust, so won't have anything to do until chapter, like, 27, I guess. This is gonna take a while. Just remember that that's a hint, so might as well take a screenshot of it. Oh, right, yeah. This puzzle has a valid solution. Forgot about that. This is chapter 24. Got it. And might as well just run through all this. I'm curious, what's the harm in sharing? Sounds pretty weird. If you believe in something hard enough, it'll come true. Some of my puzzle solutions were a bit of a stretch. 26 did look a lot more like a 25. Honestly though, it's more of a gut feeling than anything. Experiments failed. Wait, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did this the first time. Quick check of the standings. Aether's off the charts. Ray is there. Lisa's there. 4 of these things. And a couple more chapters until the next thing. Okay, I think I'm just gonna rush through 26. Things have probably changed by now. Not going to read any of the dialogue unless it, you know, is actually different, though. Previously, skip, whatever. Are you sure? Scent can't do anything. Been suspicious. Scent spoke to me. Wasn't he going to give a penalty if Ink told anyone that Scent spoke to him? into the room and puzzle. Sprue the puzzle. Now's not the time for that. Everyone was in different places. Blah, 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 blah. To be honest, no one mentioned the missing painting, so the missing painting is worthless as a clue. Blah, 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 blah. Pets aren't people. Ran his fingers across Beth's letter if only to make sure it was still there. I think it was Sean. That's what I think anyway. Nobody asked you. Nope, don't know who it is. And now for the part that I took a screenshot for. How many contestants are playing exit corners? Tiana, put the slash. They're questions. Of course. You insisted that they spell it out in full, after all. In fact, I think I see what you're getting at. Good observation. How many contestants? That's irrelevant. It was a distraction. Your name's interesting, but I don't have any way to verify it's the truth. The date. One of you's wrong. How did you know there was a slash? A little bird told me. Did you kill Beth? Okay, nope, there was no change. It was worth checking. Anyway, chapter 27, Gauntlet. Is it over then? She's just letting us go? That's what it sounds like, yeah. The contestants should have been relieved. The exit had been opened, their lives spared, but an aura of defeat permeated the already gloomy room. I can't believe Tiana's part of this. Didn't think I'd get boned a second time, you know? I know. That sucks, Ray. In an act that surprised all three of them, Lisa put her hand on Ray's shoulder. She was so much shorter than he was that it looked a little bit silly, They seem to appreciate the gesture. But why did she take Aether? What's so special about that girl? Tiana mentioned taking a look at her head. I hope they meant it figuratively. She's clairvoyant, that's why. Clairvoyant? Like a fortune teller? Sort of. I don't think she can tell the future, but she knows things without having learned them. That's what her hunch was back there. She knew that Tiana and Sean split up for a short while, but didn't have any physical proof. Damn it all. I should have listened to her from the start. Slow down. You're talking about psychic powers here. That's pseudoscience 101. I mean, how's that even possible? I don't know. I've seen enough that I'm convinced it's real. Guess I ain't gonna question it at this point. How do you know all this, anyway? Aether told me in confidence. She said that her powers were acting up more than usual today. You know, just like every single other person has done at some point in this game. Something bigger is afoot here. Something just out of our reach. Ink looked to the monitor in the corner of the room. Do either of you know how much time we have left before the 4 elements collapses? Nah, if I had to guess, less than 2 hours, probably. I see. I'm going after her. Thought you might. Yeah, can't say I'm surprised. Okay, I'm glad you understand. I'm tagging along, of course. Wait, what? Even though you could just escape right now? Trust me, if I wanted to abandon you, I would. Well, I could certainly use the help. Ray, do you think you'll be able to make it out of here on your own? Doesn't matter. I'm coming along too. What? No. Lisa I can understand, but you're not exactly in the best condition. Yeah, shouldn't you be going to a hospital or something? Who knows where the nearest hospital is? We don't even know where the hell we are. I want to do this, Ink. I can't exactly stop you from following us, but are you sure? Absolutely. Ink met his fellow contestants with a wide-eyed stare. You know, I expected at least one of you to protest. You're not the only one who wants to figure out what the fuck's going on around here. You're not the only one who wants to save Aether, either. Why did Tiana take her? Why'd she kill Beth? Why is she involved with this at all? Tiana was a big part of my life for a long time. Like it or not, she'll always be a part of who I am. I'll never forgive myself if I didn't get answers. And I'll never forgive myself if I don't at least try to help. Sure, I'll never inherit Thatcher's Biometrics Limited, and I'll never see again either, but that's okay. I don't need those things to feel good about myself. There's more than just one avenue to success, right? I'm done trying to impress my father. From now on, I'm going to be the person that I want to be. And this is an important first step, I think. It wasn't the first time today that Ink was at a loss for words, but it was the first time that he'd been happy about it. I don't know what to say. I thought I'd be going it alone. You don't have to say anything. Besides, I'd hate for you to embarrass yourself with some kind of hokey speech. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'd rather just skip to the part where we catch up to Tiana. God damn it, you two. I'm not that melodramatic, am I? But, thank you. If we're going to go after Tiana, what's our plan? I'm not sure how much time is left, exactly. But if we hurry, I think we can still solve the remaining puzzles, reach Aether, and escape. Remaining puzzles? Yeah. Looks like the puzzle's still online for some reason. She never told Scent to specifically deactivate the puzzles. I think we can still use these to get to, well, wherever they are. Let's not forget that there's still one corner left. Somewhere. Tiana, too. She'll try to stop us for sure. We'll just have to deal with those problems as they come up, unfortunately. But if we stay cautious and work together, I think we can figure things out. Anyway, you two ready to solve some puzzles? Born ready. Double time. Ink exchanged nods with his friends before turning to the monitor. Let's do this. Hang in there, Aether. And I can ask people about these things. Oh, another one of these. What do you mean? This isn't the first time I've encountered a puzzle like this. There's a similar one over in the Blackwing. Weird. Was there some kind of trick to it? No, it was entirely logic-based. Good. So you just match red to red and blue to blue? Exactly. They couldn't face the edges or anything either. Gotcha. Let me hammer this out. Hmm. Wait, is this the exact same puzzle as earlier? What? Isn't this basically the same as one of the earlier puzzles? There was one in the Blackwing. We solved it with, Sean and Tiana. Right. Thinking about that woman just makes me angry. I thought I could trust her. I really did. Don't beat yourself up over it. It wasn't a mistake to trust her. Of course it was. She played us like the suckers we are. It looks bad in retrospect, I know. But that's not what I'm saying. With the information we had at the time, believing her story was the right call. We were right to trust the other contestants, weren't we? If we hadn't had faith in one another, more of us would be dead right now. Maybe all of us. Besides, you can't just go through life never trusting anyone, you know? Even if you get burned sometimes. I know. It's just frustrating. But for what it's worth, I'm glad I put my trust in you, Ink. Same. Anyway, how about we finally solve this thing? Yeah. Okay, no, this has to be somewhere in here. Hey, any luck so far? Haven't solved it, obviously, but I've thought of a trick, maybe. Any tile with an edge that faces down can't be in the bottom row, right? Similarly, any tile with an edge that faces up can't be in the top row. Same thing goes for left-facing and right-facing edges in the left and right columns. Right, that should help eliminate some possibilities. My thoughts exactly. So here's something. There's only one vertical blue match. That's right. But how does that help? I mean, it tells you that those pieces go next to each other. What's more, the topmost of those two tiles has another blue edge. I think it would be a reasonable starting point. That's a good point. Thanks. Oh, duh. There we go. Another thing, it looks like there's a piece with only a red edge on the right and two pieces with nothing but a red edge on the left. If you put those pieces next to each other, it makes a 2x1 block that can fit pretty much anywhere. The rest of the puzzle should still be solvable too. Oh, yeah, you're right. Try assembling that and leaving that in, I don't know, one of the upper corners until you know what to do with it. Thanks, I'll give that a try. Hey, about those pieces I mentioned earlier. The ones with the vertical blue match? Yeah, I think those pieces go in the bottom left corner of the puzzle. What makes you say that? A piece with the edges pointing up and right is a good candidate for a corner piece, no? Especially since it has 2 different edge colors. That'll make it tougher to fit into the rest of the puzzle. I see. Does that mean you think the other corner piece with blue and red edges goes into the bottom right corner? I was just about to say that, actually. It's not guaranteed to work, but I think that makes a lot of sense. I'll start with that and then work my way from there. And then, does this just solve the puzzle? So, the piece with the blue edge on top and the red edge on the right should go in the bottom left corner? I think so, yeah. Then you can put the piece with the blue bottom edge on top of it. And the piece with the red edge on top and a blue edge on the left should go in the bottom right corner. That's pretty much what I was thinking. Okay, thanks. I'll start with that and then start moving things around. Easy puzzle. Pretty sure that was the door. So she left it online. Seems like it. Come on, let's keep moving. Looks like this one's online too. I guess Tiana didn't care to turn any of these off. Don't you guys think that's a bit weird? It seems like Scent was following her orders. Couldn't she have turned off the remaining puzzles if she wanted? We can't know for sure, but yeah, it definitely seems a bit strange. She probably thought we'd turn tail. Or maybe she has a contingency plan. Either way, the only thing we can do now is press on. Let's go. Decipher. So this was probably just a replacement cipher, if I remember correctly. So that's probably and. So it would be up one? No, because then the N would be different. I can't remember what number it is off the top of my head, so I'll just have to type that into a solver later. Another cipher. Yeah, do you want to do what we did last time? You mean we should try different approaches? Yeah, I can try solving the cipher normally while you can try other options like a Caesar or vinaigrette cipher. Sounds like a plan. I'll let you know if I figure anything out. You're pretty good at these, right? I'm okay. So modest. I don't know how much help I'll be on my own, so why don't you walk me through some of what you're thinking? Sure. So first off, I don't think many of the letters in the ciphertext are also in the plain text. What makes you say that? Last time we solved a cipher, the plaintext and ciphertext didn't share any letters. And while I can't be sure that's still the case, I think we should only use those letters if we have no other options. Wow. You've got a good memory, you know that? My memory is okay. I mean, it's been several years. Again with the modesty. So that's probably something like soon? I don't know. What else you got? I have a feeling that K and U are probably vowels. I'm basing this off of the first and last words in the sentence. And if that's the case, then N, J, and X are probably consonants. Those aren't guarantees, but these are probably a good starting point. Okay, that's good work. Oh, right, yeah, there's also, that. So J is... If it's an S, then looks something something soon? Oh, no, because those can't be the same. The K has to be a different letter than U. So, E-E, Ben, need, maybe? I don't know. Oh wait, no, crud, because N is not N. Any luck so far? No luck with the vinaigrette cipher yet. I'll keep at it for a bit and switch over to the Caesar cipher if I don't come up with anything. What kind of keys were you trying for the vinaigrette cipher? Scent, Tiana, exit corners, stuff like that. But really, I'm just trying to find any patterns I can in the letters and work backwards from there. I see. The more I think about it, though, the more I think vinaigrette is unlikely. Maybe try a Caesar cipher yet next? Just take each letter and move it down in the alphabet a certain number of letters. If the shift is 3, A becomes C, and B becomes D, so you need to go back up the alphabet to... I know what a Caesar cipher is. Right, sorry. So you said that K and U were probably vowels. Yeah. If K turned out to be E, would that mean that Z and K is the? That's a good observation. That's probably right. And if that were the case, then N would be H, meaning the first word would be H-E-E something. You're picking up on this scary fast. Oh, thanks. Anyway, if your line of thinking is correct, that probably means that the first word is heed. Heed the something the. Heed the. Doom. So, it's a Caesar cipher. Wait, really? Yep, the shift is 6. I pretty much just tried a few different combinations until this one worked. Nice. I'd prod further, but we've got to hurry. So we're at heed the blank doom. That's pretty good. We've solved over half of it. The last word must have 2 vowels following the D. It couldn't be A or I. That wouldn't make sense. And it couldn't be an E. That's already being used. Exactly. So we've got D-O-O something. That really only leaves 2 options. Doom or door. Both sound appropriately enough. Once we figure out that last word, it should be easy enough to guess which it is. As for the last word, we might need to do some trial and error. Anything you can guess about it? I'd wager there's another vowel in there. Something that's not an E or an O, since those are already being used. Or a U, since that appears in the ciphertext. But there are a lot of words that end with an E. Let's do our best to try and think of something that fits. Hey, sorry, what was the shift again? 6. Though I guess I should have just saved you the trouble of decoding it. The answer is heed the pale door. Great, thanks. Pale, got it. We've got healed the door so far, the last letter being either M or R. As for the third word, we might need to do some trial and error. Anything you can guess about it? I wager there's another vowel in there, something that's not an E or an O, since those are already being used, or a U, since that appears in the ciphertext. But there are a lot of words that end in E. What could it be? Lame? Safe? Pale? Mice? Alright. Pale door. Heed the pale door. Okay, this is actually taking a bit, so quick break. Okay, that's one more down. Nice job, everyone. I don't want to be a killjoy, but you might not want to celebrate just yet. That's right. Next up is a corner, I know. Isn't there anything we can do to prepare for it? Or go around it? Think Asa and Tiana might have gone the other way instead? I don't see anywhere else they could have gone, though. They must have made it through there somehow. Listen, I'll go first. Look my head in, let you know if anything looks dangerous. That'd be appreciated. Careful, Ink. Taking a deep breath, Ink cracked the door open and pushed on. Huh? Everything okay in there? Should be safe, but... Whack. This doesn't seem like a corner at all, does it? Sure doesn't. This wing must be longer than the others given the door at the end. Damn it! I thought we were done with puzzles. Most of these monitors look blank, though. Here's one. Looks like it's the only one online right now, actually. Ugh. Well, the sooner we start, the sooner we'll finish. Yep, let's go. No tiles of the same color may touch. Diagonals count as touching. Huh. Okay. So those are immovable. Alright, I think it's solved. They're really milking these revisited puzzles, huh? Yeah, I wonder if that's all we'll get from here on out. I don't even care anymore. I just want to get these solved and catch up to Tiana. I'm sure you've got a lot to ask her. You don't know the half of it. I just hope she's willing to talk. We'll get some answers out of her. Don't you worry. Is it just me, or are all these puzzles very similar to some of the older ones? It's not just you. You're using some pretty familiar mechanics. Thought so. This one has a different layer than the last one, though, right? It's hard for me to remember. Yeah, the layout is different. This one has more unmovable tiles, and there isn't even a complete square. Got you. Let me take a look at it. Last time we had a puzzle like this, we split up the blue tiles as much as we could. We basically put them in the four corners of the puzzle. But there aren't exactly any clear-cut corners anymore. The empty spaces and the immovable tiles kind of mess things up. Right, so where would we put them then? If I had to guess, two of them should go in the two free spaces in the leftmost column. And maybe the others could go in the topmost and bottommost tiles of the third column? I was just about to say that. That's probably the best way of splitting them up. I'll try that then. So two of the blue tiles should go in the two free spaces in the leftmost column, and the others could go in the topmost and bottommost tiles of the third column? You said it, not me. Oh, and by the way, this puzzle might have multiple valid solutions. Why do you think that? I think the overall shape of the puzzle makes it so that there's a bit of leeway with how the pieces in the middle can be arranged. I think we're on the right track with the blue tiles, though. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, there we go. Alternate solution. Wait, crud, no. There. Alternate solution. Go. The red one should probably go in the middle, right? Which one's the middle? Second row, second column. It's the tile that's touching the most other tiles. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. That's a good idea. Thanks. I mean, I suppose I could switch those. There's no reason not to. So if we put the red tile in the second row of the second column, what goes in the tiles around it? Well, there are already two dark tiles touching it. As for the rest, I'd assume we'd need, 3 blue tiles, 2 white tiles, and 1 green tile. That'd be the best way of spreading out colors based on their frequency. Not sure where I'd put them exactly, but I think my logic behind the numbers are correct. Sounds reasonable. I'll try that. Hey, are either of you feeling tired all of a sudden? Been exhausted since my corner. And I've been awake for nearly a day, so yeah, pretty tired. You doing okay, Ink? It's probably just nerves. You've been up for a while too. Honestly, we're probably all running on adrenaline at this point. Nothing we can do about it but keep going. Speaking of which, one of the other monitors seems to have a puzzle on it now. Let's keep at it. Just a little more. Repeat the pattern, leave no tiles empty. Well, that's a departure from last time. Alright, so first it's one thing, then it's 90 degrees to the right, then it's flip horizontal. But only on the bottom? No, it's flip horizontal entirely. And then flip the left and then mirror. So whatever this is. Okay. Dang. Another revisit. At least they're only repeating the logic-based puzzles. They couldn't very well repeat the riddle puzzles, could they? We'd know the trick to them right away. True enough. Anyway, let me have a look at this. I'll see if I can't identify the pattern. Well, the pattern's easy. I'm just not having the mental acuity right now to visualize it. It's kind of late at night wherever I am. Just looking at this is giving me a headache. Come on, we're nearly there. Now's not the time to complain about stuff. I know. Sorry. Say, do you think we'll have to use all the buttons? I doubt it. Some of them are probably just there to trick us. That's how it was last time, at least. Just a thought, Ink. Yeah? What have you got? So we've got 2 different types of buttons, right? There are 2 3-cornered shapes and 3 2-cornered shapes. That's a mouthful. Tell me about it. Anyway, I think that maybe the first 3 shapes in the answer have 2 corners, while the last 2 have 3 corners. Okay, but why? The final 2 shapes in the above 3 sequences are more, I don't know, corner-based? It's most obvious for the top and bottom sequences. I may not be the best at describing it, but I think it's a good indicator of when we'll need to switch between the 2-cornered and 3-cornered pieces. I think I get it. I'll keep that in mind. Alright, so shift to the left would be this one and then this one. Wait, no. That's shifting to the right. So this one, then this one. And then the bottom. No. So this. No, yeah, it's just shift over entirely. So wait. Wouldn't that be just a 1 corner? Dang it. So this one, and then this one, and then, then it would be an empty space. So the first 3 symbols will be 2-cornered pieces, while the last 2 symbols will be 3-cornered pieces? I think so. Sorry, I don't have anything more concrete. No, that's fine. Actually, it's more than fine. I think that'll be pretty useful. I've got to remember that I might not need to use every single button as part of the answer. Maybe I just use that one again? Yeah, I didn't think so. Were you able to figure anything out? A bit. Looks like the operations are rotation, mirror, mirror, rotation. I can see that the first and last 2 are 90 and 80 degree rotations, specifically. What about those mirrors in the middle, though? It's hard for me to make out. Looks like when you go from the second to third shapes in the sequence, each shaper is mirrored right to left along the middle. And the very next part of the sequence, the images are mirrored again, this time across a diagonal axis. Looks like the top right of the image is mirrored along the bottom left. Okay, I think I see it. Can we recreate that with what we have? Dunno. We may have to try a few different approaches. Hey, what was the pattern again? Rotation, mirror, mirror, rotation. The first shape rotates 90 degrees, then when you go from the second to third shapes in the sequence, each shape is mirrored right to left along the middle. And in the very next part of the sequence, the images are mirrored again, this time across the diagonal axis. Looks like the top right of the image is mirrored along the bottom left. After that, looks like the shape is rotated 180 degrees. Thanks. I think you're on the money with this one. Wait, what? Oh. Right. Ugh, I'm too tired for this. Okay, this should be it. Done. What's next? Next one's over here. Hurry up. We're making good time. Let's go. Suppressing a couple coughs, Ink followed his friends over to the next monitor. Can't stop now. We're almost there. Turn 3 circles into 1 square. Oh, well, this is obvious. There we go. A new one. Calling me surprised. Yeah, still, this must be based on negative space, right? Sure looks like it, but I don't know. Something feels a bit different about it. Can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe. Let's try solving it before we jump to conclusions. This reminds me of our first puzzle. Yeah, a little. Except in that one we were trying to turn a square into something, whereas in this one we're trying to turn something into a square. It's bugging me. Maybe it's just in my head. Anyway, I assume that this means we'll need to use negative space. Most likely. Let's get to it. Any ideas thus far? Have we tried, leaving the 4 empty tiles to the 4 center spots on the grid? That'd make a square, wouldn't it? Sort of, but what does the rest of the puzzle look like? We can't have any leftover pieces at the end. It all needs to fit with the puzzle. It's a start. Let's see what it looks like before you start knocking in. Before you start knocking it. Sure. So, if the 4 middle pieces are all empty tiles, then that leaves us with a bunch of miscellaneous circle bits along the outside. Maybe that wasn't a great suggestion. Hey, anything's worth a try at this point. Yeah. Hold up. Let's not give up on this quite yet. Notice something? After putting the blank pieces in the middle, the next step should be having all the flat edges of the circular pieces facing inward. Yeah, I can see that. Let me give it a try. Have you tried it yet? No, not yet. I was thinking about some different approaches. Mind going over it one last time? After putting the blank pieces in the middle, the next step should be having all the flat edges of the circular tiles point inward. You might end up with some not quite full circles in the corners, but I think I'm onto something here. Let's give it a shot. I'm sure you've noticed by now, but it doesn't look like you can make a straight up square out of the circular bits. Doing it with the rounded edges is impossible, so I thought it'd try putting the flat edges next to each other. Except the flat edges don't reach one another. Exactly. It's tricky, that's for sure. Let me think on it a bit more. I know I can solve this. I just need to think on it for a few minutes. Sure, I'll hit you up in a few if I haven't found it by then. I've got it. Really? What's the answer? We were getting hung up on the fact that the flat edges don't touch one another, but what if they don't need to make contact? Huh? Why wouldn't they? This puzzle is about negative space, but not the same way as some of the other puzzles. It's a true negative space puzzle. They only provide some of the information. Your brain handles the rest. A true negative space puzzle? I still don't get what you mean. Oh, sorry. Here, try putting circles into each of the corners. There aren't enough circles for that. Then put 3/4 of a circle into each corner instead. We've got enough tiles for that, right? I think so, but you'll see what I mean when you try it. And done. Ink braced himself against the wall as he let himself catch his breath. Ray grabbed his shoulder to steady him. You alright? I'll be okay, thanks. Lisa put her hand on his forehead, then on her own. Am I warm? Nah, just wanted to make sure. We've got to look out for one another, right? I appreciate it. So, good news. There's only one more puzzle. What's the bad news? I'm not sure if it's actually a puzzle. It says, enter password. Wait, that's it? What password? This is the first time I'm hearing about a password. Looks like we can enter pretty much anything. This really doesn't seem very puzzle-like. Got any ideas, Ray? Just one. It has nothing to do with the answer. What do you mean? This is probably why Tiana didn't care if we followed her. She knew we'd get stuck here even if we solved all the other puzzles. Ah, that makes sense, actually. What do we do now? We solve it. Even if it isn't something that can be solved.
People who give up shouldn't even bother to try. I know you want to be your own person, but it seems like you needed to hear that right about now.
Right. Then let's try.
I'm not letting it end here. We're so close.
So, there's exactly one thing that was never used, and in the epilogue I remember it being remarked on having never been used. But I'll talk to Lisa and Ray first anyway.
Have you seen anything like this before?
No, I've yet to see a password mentioned anywhere at all.
Looks like the input field lasts for 10 characters.
There's no guarantee the password is 10 characters long though.
I know, I was just pointing it out. It means there's no way we can brute force it.
What could it be?
I guess we've just got to try stuff.
Yeah, any ideas?
Anything, man. Everyone's names, exit corners, bell bridge, whatever seems related. I can try some of Tiana's old passwords, but I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. We just gotta keep at it.
And Ray?
Yeah?
Thanks for not giving up.
I didn't come this far just to walk away. It's gotta be something related to exit corners.
You think so? Wouldn't that make it too obvious to guess?
If it's something completely random, we're never gonna guess it. That's why I think we've gotta run with the assumption that it's something we can guess. It's the only way we'll crack it there. And if anyone's gonna get it, it's you.
Me?
You've been solving puzzles left and right, man. Just take your time and think about it. I know you can end this game.
That might have been a clue. Have you seen anything like this before? No, I've yet to see a password mentioned at all. Was it Tiana that chose the password, or was it sent?
I have no idea. It could have been someone else entirely.
If only we knew who chose the password. We might have a shot at figuring it out. Otherwise, we're just stuck guessing.
Might as well start guessing. We don't have much time.
How well do you think you know Scent, Ink?
Why? Do you think he's the one who came up with the password?
Possibly. Maybe it's similar to a phrase we've already seen or heard. Scent sees, the exit, could die, Scent game. Then again, maybe I'm way off. But it's worth trying, right? You probably have the best shot of figuring it out since you're, his favorite.
Gross, but you're right. Maybe he let something slip at some point.
Ugh, I don't even know where to start.
I know it's frustrating, but we've got to keep guessing.
I will. I'm not going to go and abandon you or anything, don't worry. And, not to pressure you or anything, but I think you're the only one who can solve this.
What? Why me?
Are you kidding me? You found out about Scent's recordings, solved the mystery behind my blindness, and saw right past Tiana's facade. You've got this. Come on, isn't there something you're overlooking?
Puzzle solved. 379. I still don't know what it means, but somehow I knew that it was the answer. And if it wasn't, it doesn't matter because he thought it was. I mean, what else could it have been?
I don't understand.
Yeah, me neither.
What's important is that we can get in now.
Fair. I'll worry about the answer later.
Be on your guard. Who knows what's waiting for us on the other side?
What is this place?
What?
Tiana stood near the desks at the far corner of the room.
How'd you get in here? Damn it, Scent told you the password, didn't he?
Of course not. Did you really think I wouldn't figure it out? 379, of all things.
379? That's not the password. What are you talking about? Whatever, it doesn't matter now. Everyone!
Aether was sitting awkwardly on one of the machines at the back. Whatever they were, their slanted design made them poor benches. She stood up as soon as she noticed Ink.
Oh, Ink, I thought I told you to escape.
I'm not leaving. Not without you.
Did you really think we'd just leave you behind?
We ain't leaving without answers, either.
You it... not now.
Tiana lurched forward, just narrowly catching herself before she crashed into her computers. The hand over her mouth did nothing to stop the deluge of blood that came forth.
Aether, now's your chance. Run here. Okay.
The few seconds that it took Aether to sprint the length of the room seemed to stretch on forever. Ink was waiting for something catastrophic to occur as she bolted past a bleeding Tiana. But nothing happened. Aether reached her outstretched arms with no problems. Are you okay? She looks fine to me.
Yeah, I'm unharmed. Thank you, everyone. She said something about your head, right? Was she examining you? No, she didn't even touch me. She just told me to wait. Thank goodness. Sent.
Tiana's voice came booming from the back of the room.
Lock the goddamn door already. That's an order. Yes, of course.
Ink's heart sank as he heard the door behind him snap closed. Tiana, having seemingly recovered in seconds, approached the pair with a confident stride. Ink turned to face her. Let us go.
I don't think so.
Rather than finish crossing the hallway, Tiana took a seat on one of the bedside stools.
We're going to wait here. All of us.
You sure about that? How much time do we have until the hotel collapses? An hour? 2 at most?
Tough break. We're waiting. I seriously can't believe you all showed up. Why are you restraining us? I thought you wanted us to leave. I changed my mind. Besides, I can't simply let Aether leave with you.
What is this place, Tiana? Some kind of laboratory? Or is this a corner too?
Neither. This is just our headquarters. It's not actually part of the game. At least, it wasn't supposed to be. You contestants seem to have a habit of veering off course. What do you mean by off course? We had a whole plan mapped out. We tried to achieve our desired results by predicting how you'd react to certain situations.
Sounds like you're giving a lab report. Is some kind of experiment you're running? Some kind of shitty thesis project?
Wouldn't you like to know?
These people deserve to know who ruined their lives.
Oh, is that right? The people whose homes you destroyed never found out it was you. How is this any different than you getting off scot-free?
What I did was wrong, but I got what I deserved 4 times over. I lost RN, my friends, my arm, and you. It's too late to patch things up between us, but it's not too late to atone for what you've done. And that starts with telling us the truth behind why we're here.
You've matured a lot, you know.
This ain't even about me. You owe the truth to everyone.
The truth, huh? This whole operation is coming undone as we speak, so fine. I'll tell you. I'm not the one in charge. Neither is Sent. He's just the game master. But you had something to do with his creation, right? If he's an AI, he'd have needed someone to, code him, right? That's right. Though I didn't do any of his design, I was in charge of his implementation.
Just how many people are involved with this game?
Shockingly few, given the circumstances. My father is one of them, isn't he?
Wait, what?
When Tiana was bringing me here, she said we were going to meet up with my father. The whole father thing is just gross. But yes, he's involved. That's why we're all waiting here, actually. He's bound to arrive any minute.
Aether's father? I don't even know his name, but everything I've heard about him paints him as an awful man. I suppose I'm not that surprised he's involved.
Speak of the devil. Go ahead and unlock the door, Sent. Voila.
Ink turned towards the door, eyes narrowed and ready for anything. Or so he thought.
This seems like a suitably dramatic place to call it and drink like a gallon of water.